So this is our agenda for tonight. Our feature is going to be a recorded webinar that was actually up on the OGS website in the members only section. And I'll tell you, about 2 weeks ago I had a heart attack when I went to look at it, and it was gone. I had to do some special pleading with the IT department or committee, and they had to go find a special link for me to be able to play this webinar again. And then I had to contact the webinar speaker and ask for that handout. But it all worked out, and we're set for tonight. Is there anybody who is new here and doesn't know where the bathrooms are? Okay, there's one set up the stairs and one set up the ramp and around the corner. Exits the same, there and up the stairs, although that will be closed at 9 o'clock when the library closes, and we have to go out the side ramp here at the end of the meeting. So, not to pick on the first-time attendees, but we do like you to stand up, give us your name and the actual surnames that you're researching. And they don't have to be local Durham names, because people here are researching all around the world. It would be also nice if you said how you found out about our meetings, so we know how to do our publicity a little bit better. And we do have a list that you can sign, leaving your names, and then we have it. It's at the back with John. He's holding the list up on it in his hand, where you can actually sort of register your names with us, and then if someone queries those names, we can get you in touch with each other. So, those who are brand new here, if you could raise your hands again. Okay.
Sorry, I'll stand up to it. I'm Jim Bowman. I'm actually presenting next month, so I figured I'd make it all the way from Georgetown across the city. I'm researching Cornish, Annis, Conant, Allen, Gray, Berry, the whole...
Spelling of Allen?
A-L-L-I-N-N-E-N. I'll take both.
Oh.
Annis, A-N-N-I-S.
Good Durham region names, I'll tell you.
I know, yeah. So I just need to go this way and find the original place where they came.
Right. Okay, so if I can remember correctly, Annis, Curtis, Allen, both spellings.
Both spellings, I'll take both, yeah. Yeah, all three. Not so much with the Y, but sometimes I-N, E-N, and sometimes A-L-L-Y-N. And so four.
Four spellings of Allen.
That's how far back you go and where you're located.
You just say all the vowels and you've got them all. A, E, I, O, and U, and what? Okay. And were you new here as well?
I was to a meeting once, a long time ago.
Okay. It doesn't hurt to hear your surnames again.
Leland Churchill.
Okay.
And what we're looking for is Powell, wires, just like telephone wires,
Powell and Wires
and Peel,
and Peel.
just Peel, like banana peel.
Banana Peel? Okay.
Coulter.
Walter?
Coulter.
Coulter. C-O-U-L-T-E-R?
Right.
Okay.
Plus 100 others.
Well, they just multiply and have babies, don't they? So, just some of our announcements. We've got some new books from OGS. And Deb's going to come up and she's going to scoot back and grab something and come up and hold them up as I tell you about them. So OGS has published 2 new books, The Ontario Land Records, A Beginner's Guide by Dr. Fraser Dunford. These are the little ones. And The Ontario Municipal Records, A Beginner's Guide, same author. And then we also got our copy, and I'm not sure we brought it with us, of the Conference 2015 syllabus with all the handouts from the speakers. It's somewhere at the office, I'm assuming. We also purchased some books while we were there. So we went out and spent some of your hard-earned cash some of your membership fees on acquiring some new things for the library. So we have 3 new books from Donald Mackenzie, Obituaries from the Christian Guardian, volume 10, 11, and 12. No, yes, 10, 11, and 12.
I've got 10 and 12 here if anybody wants to.
Yes. And these will be here at the front for you to browse during the break. We also went to Linda Corup, I always say it wrong, Upper Canada Justice. So she's gone through and transcribed and indexed early assize court records. So volumes 1, 2, and 3 go from 1792 to 1824.
Is that people who didn't pay their taxes?
That could be almost anything.
That size sounds like taxes.
Well, it kind of does, but it's the courts of Termine and Oye and Termine, so it's kind of anything but criminal cases.
Yes.
And I think she's got a pretty good introduction, so have a look at that. But it's got a lot of wild and wonderful things in there. But it's really early on, as you can tell by the dates. So she also has done the first Aaron Devasey commission for the districts of, we only bought the ones for Home, Newcastle, and we got Niagara thrown in because it's in the same book. So Home would cover Old Ontario County, and Newcastle would cover the 3 townships that we cover in Old Durham County. And then those books come in 2 parts. One is the surnames, and the other one is the appendices, and they are both valuable. Appendices sounds very dry and uninteresting, but they're actually pretty good.
Concessions and lots in there, and the names associated with it.
Right. Okay, and we've had a donation. It's called Blessed Are They. It's a history of the church and parish of St. John's in Blackstock, the Anglican church, written by Paul Arculus. And it's been donated by Janice Carter. Now, I've been collecting all sorts of stuff over the summer. You're going to get tired of me talking here in a minute. First off, I've got the Family History Conference that's put on by the British Isles Family History Society of Greater Ottawa, or the FISCO. And their focus is, it's 18th to the 20th of September, so it's 2 weeks off, I believe, a little less than 2 weeks. Scottish family history, photographs, and technology, that's their focus. And I've got the brochure, you can come and have a look at it. It's basically 2.5 days. Fourth Branch is putting on another one-day workshop. This one's going to be on military settlers. So he's going to talk about the Lanark Society settlers, the political situation in United Kingdom and Canada, 1814 to 1850. Lanark Society settlers, a pensioner scheme, and other useful records for military settlers. Rick Roberts is going to be there. He's going to be the one talking about the Lanark Society settlers because that's his big area of interest down Lanark County. Okay, registration is now open for Toronto Branch's workshop on Atlantic Canada. It's going to be mid-October there. They're bringing up Terence Punch from Nova Scotia, and he's a pretty big name. If you're an OGS member, it's $50. But you have to register soon. I was going to mention the other 2 workshops that are happening this month, but they're all sold out, so you have to get in there quick. Okay, at this point, let me see if I can get this switched over. Okay. Now, this webinar actually had a little bit of technical problems at the very beginning, and I tried to cut that out. So we're starting about 5 minutes in. So we're missing all the this isn't where I want to be, and consultations back and forth. Because this was the first time that the speaker had used Adobe Connect as a product. So, one of the first slides she showed, and I'm not sure you're going to see it again, she received a letter from a client that had all sorts of information in it, all jumbled up. And the point was, it was all jumbled up. It was hard to tell what was happening because there was no structure to it. So, I'm going to give you Beth's biography here. Beth was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, and currently lives in Lee's Summit, Missouri, a suburb of Kansas City. She has been interested in family history since grade school. Her dad, who built a small family tree that Beth found fascinating, is credited with infecting her with the genealogy bug. Without the exposure to his interests and works, she would never have started down the genealogy road. And Beth's ascent into full-blown junkiedom, as she says, occurred in 1998 when she learned that genealogy software could build a family tree database. Beth maintains a website called Genealogy Decoded, and that's going to be at the bottom of the handout. Now, I have a dozen paper copies of the handout, and I would request that if you could write your name and email address up front and not take a paper one, leave them for the ones who absolutely have to have a paper copy. Then I will mail you the PDF of the handout. I just had no idea how many people would come, and figured most people would be happy with the PDF form. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get rid of paper out of my office. So I'm going to put this, we're going to wait a couple of minutes, come and grab it if you are absolutely need the paper, and if you don't, then at the break you can sign the clipboard over here. Get Joyce to talk about our upcoming meetings.
I can bring this up.
Oh, well, I got it here on a thing if you want to say anything.
Just this next one's gonna be good.
Okay, so,
There's no pressure.
okay, so Jim, stand and take a bow.
Okay, well, I don't think about. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking about, for those of you that are interested in Bible Christians at all, it is the bicentennial of the founding of the Bible Christian Church in October, actually almost to the week of when we're presenting. So I'm going to be talking a little bit different. I know that Cher has presented a lot probably on this in the past. I'm going to be looking specifically at their itinerant female preachers and just these women. So about 60 women were itinerant preachers within the Bible Christian Church at the turn of the 19th century. And I'll tell you all a bunch of salacious, interesting stories about it.
Salacious.
Yes, well, there are. There was conflict, and it has a Canadian connection. And so if you read the diary, I'll leave it suspense about the suspense that happened with all these 20-somethings that roamed around England and Canada, and also what they did afterwards. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next October.
I look forward to that.
Okay. There's lots of really neat stories.
Thanks, Jim. And in November, we've got Bob Bell and Glenn McKnight. Do you have a working title yet?
Glenn's been working on something I'll have to talk to him.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll need it for next
I'll
next
find out
meeting
about
so that we
Yeah.
can announce it properly.
Yeah.
December is going to be our traditional bring and brag and bring your treats too, and we'll have a little party. And January will probably be the brick walls again. That seems to be very popular in January. So, and since you can't always guarantee your speaker could make it in January, it's a very good one for us to hold. Okay, so as cemetery coordinator, I have to announce that we have 4 townships that we have worked with scanning our cemeteries and getting them into a format that can be printed from the OGS office. So these 4 townships, 3 are up on the OGS e-store already, and Scott is going to be going in. It's just about ready, and it's going to go in probably at the end of this week, and they'll probably get it up next week.
Did anybody buy anything yet?
No.
No.
But we didn't announce that the stuff was up there yet either, so this is the first kick at the can. We've got quite a few other townships to go, but and some of these actually have been updated, particularly Scugog Indian Cemetery. So I'm going to attempt to pronounce this. Gababenda Zigjig Cemetery on Scugog Island. It's on the Mississauga land. It is the Indian cemetery, but they've actually named it now, and they actually have tombstones in there. When before, when we were looking at it, probably 25 to 30 years ago, they didn't. They didn't believe in the memorials at that point, but now they have individual tombstones. So it's a brand new transcription. Janice Carter did it, and it's up on the store as of today. And as always, we love to have a volunteer. We've got several opportunities. And if you're interested in helping, just talk to any of the council members. And that's probably about half the people here who are already helping out. But it's lots of fun. Now, I have a letter from the Toronto Cornish Association, basically introducing themselves. And it's of interest because there were many Cornish families in the Durham region. Tonight, so you've missed it, tonight is the Trelawney Male Choir. So they're very much interested in Cornish culture and maintaining those ties. So if you have Cornish background, you may very well be interested in the Toronto Cornish Association. And here's their letter, and you're welcome to come up and have a look at it. Now this one I'm very, very interested in. There's a small Uxbridge genealogy group that's very active, and they have snagged Richard Doherty, who has ancestors in Uxbridge Township. So that's probably how they got a hold of him. So he's going to be presenting on Thursday, September 17th at the Uxbridge Senior Center. So that's pretty exciting. We've had him many times at conference, and he's always a good speaker. So if you've got a chance to make it to Uxbridge on the 17th, it's well worth your time and trouble to go. And they are celebrating, along with the Historical Center, they are celebrating a brand new publication, one that deals with the Middlemore girls. The author is Lori Ochevsky, and there are details here for October the 18th, a tea and talk on her brand new publication. Dr. Dunford is going to be talking about Ontario land records in Peterborough in a few days. Right? What's the date today? The 8th. Sounds like it's next week, next Tuesday, at the Delafosse Library in Peterborough. And you can go on their website. Toronto branch has a very exciting meeting at the end of the month. This is a Monday night. For some reason, they're doing a special poster presentation an hour before their meeting. Then they've got Leslie Anderson on what's new at Ancestry. So again, this could be very much worth a trip into the North York Civic Center. This Burgundy room's right under the library. If you know where the North York Central Library is, It's on the ground floor below the library. And if there's someone with a burning brick wall, we could probably manage a 5 to 10 minute discussion on it. Don't be shy.
I'll ask a question. I actually asked you, I wrote an email about the handwriting analysis.
Oh, yes.
Because I have.
Okay, just a minute. Karen contacted me and wanted to have the name of a person who does handwriting analysis. And I had heard of one from California on Lisa Louise Cook's podcast called Genealogy Gems, and I sent her that information.
I've been trying to get through to them. That's the problem, but I will. But I guess what I'm presenting is that when I looked into it more, because it relates to my great-grandfather and whether he was the same great-grandfather as another woman's great-grandfather.
So you're trying to compare signatures of two men of the same name?
And what she did, this lady in England, whose great-grandfather's name is Thomas Cameron Lyons. And we were certain that they were the same person with two different wives, of course. She put a composite together of different signatures, his signatures, the one from England and the one from that where my great-grandfather started, or was located. These signatures are identical, right? But I wanted an expert to examine and conclude. And I found out from a genealogical site in the States that that's not an acceptable standard. Just even if it's a perfect match, that doesn't conclude that it's the same person. So I thought it was out.
Okay, but even if they look like they match,
I mean, you can tell.
but the two families, two separate wives, one in England, one in Quebec.
Yeah, and there's a story behind it that he wasn't in Quebec. He married this woman in 1873, and that's suddenly he appeared on a census in 1873, and then he married a woman by the name of Eddie, E-D-D-Y. She died in 1879, right after childbirth. He was so devastated. The woman in England said that she knows about her great-grandmother, that in fact he left the family, and apparently the children by his first wife were brought up by his sister-in-law. And then 2 years later, he did marry my great-grandmother.
Okay.
And that's my understanding. So we're trying to prove that it's the same person because there's no record of immigration. There's nothing in the census. We know he was born between 1844 and 1847, but we can't find out from where in Ireland he came from or Scotland.
And of course, that's not the time period where Canada kept good passenger lists.
Exactly. It's really.
You might consider DNA.
So I did my DNA, and I looked at 8 matches. But people were saying to me, well, you could be related to 190 candidates because it's a very common name, right? The only thing I am hopeful about is that one of the matches wrote to me, and her Cameron family is from the same location in Quebec as my great-grandmother.
Okay. But you've got the other lady in England.
Yes.
She's the one you should see if you have a match to.
I've asked her.
Because you'd be half cousins, like half third or
I
fourth
know, in
cousins.
fact, she's going through ancestry.
So between the signature and if the DNA has a match, I would say you've got
A match.
2 facts backing it up.
Yeah, I wrote to the woman in England and gave her all the details from the lady that I matched on Amateur DNA about the Cameron family.
Mm-hmm.
And she supplemented that information, and it appears that she is directly related to this match that I have from Amateur DNA.
Sounds pretty convincing to
Isn't
me.
that consistent? Don't you think?
It sounds very convincing
I
to me.
know. It's the same
Be nice to have her DNA done now,
Okay, so
instead of just going with this other woman
She's
that
going
she.
to do it, but she said the cost for DNA tests in England is substantially more than in North
something in it.
Well, you make sure she tests with the same company you
I
did.
asked her to, and she's not going to, so well, I will because I'm testing whatever company she's testing, but other ones as well as mine. She won't be in my database, and I won't be in hers, right?
That's correct. You need to both be testing the same database. Although that's not quite true. You should be able to, hopefully, use GEDmatch. Yeah.
But it's a problem, did you download from GEDmatch? Because
I have not yet.
I tried.
Steve, have you used GEDmatch yet?
It's really difficult to download.
It's not pretty, apparently.
It isn't difficult. I thought it was, and I delayed doing it, and then I just went.
What's that again?
I thought it was at first, and I delayed doing it because I thought, oh, I'm going to get into a mess. And I didn't quite understand what they meant because they had two different, I can't remember, well, it was
They
one on the
do have
right-hand
two.
side. It was it the 6? I don't know.
Seven.
But one of them was the right one, and I almost did the other for some reason. I thought, okay. And I think I got, I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
accepted on either one. It says that
You tried both?
Yeah, I tried both. It's like what you talked about. I think it was 7, and I used the 6. One
I
of the
think
other.
it's the 6 you use.
Yeah, and I used the correct one.
Okay, maybe it's because you tried it, I don't know. It went through for me just fine, I hesitated
Is
and
it a zip file?
it just, you don't have to do anything with it. That was another reason, because I thought you had to do something
And
with
so
it.
did I. And
No,
then
it just goes through.
I've got everything on my computer with it separate.
It just went through and
It almost sounds like we need a DNA
Yes.
interest group, doesn't it?
We
To
just
sit down and talk about how to do these different things.
and how to match the
There's
chromosomes.
also the
and-
fact that I know it's chromosome 11 for the okay? And it's in matches, and it keeps going. But my frustration is that separate from chromosome 11, these A matches match other people, but the other people don't have chromosome 11. So that's, I have a lot of questions, so I don't know if these meetings or anything.
They won't.
That these people are not educated about chromosomes and central organs and the whole, that they simply are together today.
Yeah.
How do you know that it didn't go through? Because another thing is that you have to remember to put that letter in front of the number when you go to match it too.
What's that?
There's a letter that goes in front of it.
Okay, I think you two need to talk about it.
But it's just not, it's not as complicated to download as you think. I think
It looks like it's complicated, but you found it fairly easy.
Yes, it was easy.
You know what, I might send out a question on the blog and the group and ask if there's enough interest in whether people want to meet and discuss DNA problems. Are we getting some nods here? Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
So at this point, we're on to the draw. And we have 2 prizes tonight. The first one gets the 50-50 and the second one gets a somewhat antique family tree tracing kit. Which, Deb, help me, where'd this come from?
I believe they have a band.
Yeah, we don't want to admit anything.
Okay, two anonymous donors.
There's a purpose for that. That still has
It's old, but some people might like it.
It is pretty. I had a quick look at it. Andy? Steve's the closest to you. Try Steve to pick my number.
Mine, I lost a ticket.
Eight, 7, 8 is the last 3 numbers.
878 in the far corner. Okay, and if you could draw another ticket, so you get to pick the person who gets the lovely antique family tracing kit.
How much was it? You do that 30 minutes.
I'll ask Andy here in a minute. 898.
Oh, that's me.
Aren't you so lucky, Deb? Okay, and
She doesn't want it either,
minutes,
though.
how much is 50/50?
She put it back in the.
1450.
Thank you.
Okay, so our next meeting is October 6th here again. And because we did the meeting on the second Tuesday of the month, we lost one of our open office hours. It would normally have been tonight. So it's the third Saturday this month. Which is a week away, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Steve,
I'd just say one thing, I don't know, I missed the start of the meeting, so maybe you already mentioned it, but just anyone interested in U.S. research? Ancestry has just put up a lot of early wills and things for the U.S.
and it's still open till Wednesday, is it?
I'm
Tomorrow?
not sure exactly, I mean, I'm a subscriber, so I get
Yeah.
it anyways.
Me too,
But,
so I wasn't paying much
I've been
attention.
playing with them, and there's some good stuff there. Unfortunately, Massachusetts, it seemed to be all scrambled up. You get the cover page, and then you have to look both sides of that for the other remaining pages. But I still found what I was looking for, so
Oh, that's good.
if anyone's interested
So
in the
the-
U.S.,
Is this strictly colonial or even later?
it varies, I think, by state. I think New Hampshire only go up to, we'll say, early 1800s, whereas I think Massachusetts had it right up to the 1900s, so.
Okay, so if you have American connections and you want to look for wills, Ancestry seems to be the place to do it. And if I'm remembering correctly, and don't quote me, I think it's still free until tomorrow, for Labor Day. They had it open for Labor Day. Is there any other announcements or comments from anyone? Okay, and this meeting is closed, and have a safe journey home.